I work with houseplants for a living. This is gonna shock you, but misting can kill your plants. So you got a plant with crispy edges, you know you gotta raise the humidity, so someone tells you, mist the plant. The problem is these water droplets. Now you're thinking, wait a second, in their natural climate it rains and the plants are totally fine, what are you talking about? Ventilation! Outside, plants get a nice little breeze that helps dry them off quicker. But inside, the water just sits there, and then a fungal infection grows, and then it spreads from one leaf to another leaf, and then your whole plant is dying, and you're trying so hard to keep it alive. It's okay, we can still mist our plants. Here's how. The key is making sure your plant can dry out. So either make sure the mist is really fine, think of facial, not spraying in your face. So get a mister that sprays really fine mist, or spray above your plant and let it rain down really softly. Another option, a soft fan that simulates the easy breezy situation for a living. Do you have little gnats flying around your house driving you bonkers? 'Tis the season of fungus gnats. When they fly around your house, they're no problem, except when you're laying in bed on your phone at night and they keep flying in your face. But actually, they do hurt your plants. They lay eggs in your soil, and then the babies hatch, and then they eat your roots. Here's how you get rid of them. These. Take one out, stick it in your plant, and look, there they are. It's gonna take a little bit for the mold to die. Once you catch the ones that are already flying, the babies hatch and they start flying. Inside my heart, ooh, my heart. I didn't know that you were just the start. You and your click like tearing me apart.
I need it, but then I checked the price and I was like, maybe I don't. So I was like, I can make it myself. So I attempted it with twine, but it's too thick. So I stole some fishing wire from my little brother, thanks. And I got these beads from Michael's. I looped 4 strands of wire through the circle, which made a total of 8. Then I put 5 beads through all 8 strands, and then I separated it so there would be 4 strands. And then I decorated how I liked. Of course, I was watching Netflix while doing so. I ended each one with big beads, and then I separated them all into individual strands, which gives you a total of 8, and then I grouped the ones in the middle with 1 big bead, and then you had 2 left on the outside, and those got 1 big bead, and then you decorate it as you go. I don't know why, but I was getting flashbacks to those toys they'd have in the doctor's offices, if you know what I mean. And then you ended it with all 1 strand, and then at the bottom you want to put your big beads through, and then I looped the wire through that last bead so that it would stay well, and I double knotted it. That's the final product. Ooh.
One of my favorite organic gardening practices is Ladybugs. First, you have to refrigerate them for at least an hour. You can see as soon as you pull them out, they're very active and ready to go. This is my variegated sea hibiscus, native to Hawaii, and she is one of my most valued plants. As you can see down here, she's got a little bit of a pest problem going on, and so that's why we are releasing these ladybugs today. This is what they're going to help with. The first thing we need to do is to give the ladybugs something to drink by spraying some droplets of water on the leaves. I do not recommend misting plants in this way for any other reason. It's best to release them in the morning or in the evening. Just trim the corner and release them onto the soil of your plants. You can see this one here getting a drink. These little babes are truly such a treasure for any indoor or outdoor garden. Be sure to follow for more organic.
For that sweet spot, put me in your mouth, baby, and eat it to your teeth.
Plants for a living. Why do most decorative pots come without a drainage hole? It's actually a good thing. It gives you more options. Let me show you. Hopefully you already know that your plant definitely needs drainage holes to prevent root rot. This is called a nursery pot. It's what your plant comes in when you buy it. It's perfectly okay to change out the soil of your plant and put it back in this plastic pot, and then you can just pop it into a decorative pot. Take it a step further. Put some rocks at the bottom of your decorative pot. And when you go to water your plant, the water will drain through into the pot instead of your table, and the rocks will keep your plant elevated off the water so it's not sitting in water. Another option, drill a hole in your decorative pot, plant directly in the pot, give it a tray to drain into.
So I kind of screwed up my plant, and I thought it would be a good learning opportunity. So I'm not kidding you, but 5 minutes ago, I picked up my succulent and all the leaves started to fall right off. After further examination, I realized my fatal mistake. Look at this leaf here. See how when I'm squeezing it, it's oozing water? This tells me that I overwatered him. Now, if you look at these succulents that I'm propagating, they're thriving. And there was a distinct difference in how I watered these compared to the other one. For these little guys, I've been using this water mister. Every morning, I spray it just like this a couple times till the dirt's soaked. On the other succulent, I was running it under the faucet, so it was drenching it. So what I learned is a little
for people stuck inside who also kill everything. Option 1, snake plant. It thrives off of being neglected. Put it in indirect light, water it once a month, and if you forget to water it every now and again, that's fine. It'll probably grow even bigger. Option 2 is a ZZ plant. Put it in indirect light, water it once a month, it'll be a happy camper. Last option is Philodendron. It's a little more advanced. You only have to water it once every 2 weeks, put it in bright indirect light, and watch it grow. It does little danglies, so you can put it up on top of a bookshelf or something and it'll grow down the side. Who doesn't love that? Now you just have to find some plants to curbside pick up and then it's like immediate happiness.
Houseplants for living. And if you're not mixing your own potting soil, you're doing it wrong. Why? Because soil is all about controlling drainage. So get your bucket. Start with 1/3 organic potting soil, 1/3 orchid bark mix. This will add air to your soil. 1/3 horticultural, that's hard to say, charcoal. Whoa. This is going to keep the nasty, nasty bacteria away. And this is the most important part. Perlite. The more you add of this, the more your soil is going to drain water. If your plant needs less water, like a succulent, load it up with perlite, like half of the mix or more. A normal plant, 1/3. Something like a fern that wants more water, a little less. Then mix it up. And you've got the perfect soil mixture. I work with plants for a living. And I'm here to tell you, you have the magical powers to know when any type of plant needs to be watered. Get ready, here's your magical power. Your finger. Stick your finger about this deep in any plant. If you take it out and you see dirt on it, don't water. Don't do it. Overwatering kills plants. Now, if you stick your finger in and it looks more like this, it's time. If you get your plant completely bone dry like this, it might get sad. But when you water this, it'll bounce back. If you overwater it, it will not come back. Say it with me. Underwatering is better than overwatering. Underwatering is better than overwatering. Next time I'll talk about how sometimes the watering frequency for a living. And I'm gonna tell you the very first plant you should buy if you're a new plant parent. Drum roll please. It's got a super easy name. It's the snake plant. You can get them in lots of different sizes. You don't need to mist them. You hardly ever have to water them. In fact, it's better to neglect them. Here's the coolest part. They have babies. You can gently pop these babies off. Soon you'll have snake plants all over the place.
So here's a secret from my mama. Add 3 tablespoons of salt in water. Wash your herbs, veggies, or green leaves and then put them in the water for about, 15-30 minutes, I will say. Take them out. And this is so good. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Wash your bed.